There is a story passed down from ancient times. A king, desiring to understand the truth of the universe, summoned his wisest sages and asked, "What is the essence of all existence?" Some answered, "It is matter." Others said, "It is thought." Still others claimed, "It is God." The king remained unsatisfied until a wandering sage, dusty from travel, quietly whispered, "It is vibration." What does this mean, that everything is vibration? Look around. The chair you are sitting on, the pulse of your thoughts, the silent rhythm of your heartbeat. All are energy in motion. Modern science confirms what ancient traditions have long intuited. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only transform, and we too are caught in this dance of transformation. But the revelation is not simply that the world vibrates. It is that we ourselves are transmitters and receivers, sending signals like invisible waves into the vast ocean of the universe. Every thought, every emotion, is a kind of frequency that touches the world and returns, like an echo from the mountains. Why does this matter? Because if the universe is a grand orchestra of vibrations, then each of us is both instrument and musician. The question is not whether we play, but what melody we choose to send forth. The philosopher Aristotle once wrote, "The energy of the mind is the essence of life." His words remind us that what animates us is not the flesh, but the fire of consciousness. Life vibrates, thought vibrates. Even color and sound are nothing but vibrations at specific frequencies. Ancient Egypt preserved this knowledge in sacred designs that mirrored patterns of sound, turning music into architecture, and stone into rhythm. Even today we are familiar with the mysterious resonance of 432 Hz music, an echo of cosmic harmony, but beyond the numbers lies a truth. Each vibration carries its own character, and when we align with it, we step into resonance with the universe itself. To listen to the world is to recognize that everything, matter, thought, even spirit, shares a single source, vibration. And if vibration is the language of existence, then learning to understand and master it becomes not just knowledge, but liberation. If vibration is the universal tongue, then what does it mean for human beings? Imagine the body as a cathedral not built of stone, but woven from invisible strings of energy. Each organ, each cell, each breath emits a frequency that together forms what mystics call the aura. The Buddha once observed, "Anything that arises in the mind flows as a sensation on the body." In these simple words lies the secret. Thought is never isolated, but ripples through flesh, bone, and breath. Science, too, whispers the same story. At the smallest scale, our bodies are not solid matter, but shimmering waves, probability fields, vibrating in empty space. Thus, we are less mass than music, less body than symphony. And as with every symphony, harmony or dissonance depends on the conductor. Who is that conductor? It is our awareness. Mystics of every tradition have spoken of raising vibration as the key to transformation. The Ascended Master Saint-Germain once urged his students to declare, "I am, I am, I am." He explained that these words are not mere sound, but keys to altering frequency. To say "I am" is to affirm resonance with existence itself. What does it mean then to raise one's vibration? It is not escape from life. but intensification of life. To elevate frequency is to invite healing where there was disease, abundance where there was lack, clarity where there was confusion. It is to tune oneself to the higher registers of the universal song. Picture this. You walk into a room heavy with anger, and instantly your body tenses. You enter another filled with laughter, and your heart feels lighter. Neither room changed your essence, but their vibrations touched yours. So too the universe responds to our frequency. What we emit is what we resonate with. Life, then, is not only about survival in a physical body. It is about learning to conduct this body of vibrations, aligning spirit, mind, and matter into one living harmony. In this harmony lies renewal, not just of cells, but of meaning itself. Through centuries, philosophers have debated the role of thought in shaping reality. Some argued that the world exists independently of us, others that we construct it through perception. Yet across traditions, one idea keeps returning. Thought is not passive reflection, but active creation. Kant spoke of the categories of understanding through which the mind organizes experience. Lao Tzu warned, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes destiny." In these echoes we hear the same conviction. Thought vibrates outward, sculpting the path of our lives. Consider affirmations and visualization, not as childish wish-making, but as deliberate acts of resonance. When one envisions a new life, feels it, speaks it, one is not persuading the universe by force. One is tuning oneself so that reality has no choice but to meet that vibration. Like attracts like, not by magic, but by resonance. Jean-Paul Sartre's existentialism insisted we are condemned to be free. This freedom is not ease, but weight. We must create meaning in an indifferent universe. Affirmations become an exercise of this freedom, a rebellion against despair. Even Albert Camus, who spoke of life's absurdity, found meaning in defiance, to live joyfully despite chaos. Is this not the essence of raising vibration? To refuse to sink into bitterness, to choose joy in creation even when the void stares back? Thus, thought is not trivial. It is seed, vibration, magnet. To ignore it is to abandon the instrument we were given. To master it is to step into the role of creator, not of the whole universe, but of the reality we inhabit. Plato described the soul as a chariot pulled by opposing forces, reason, spirit, and appetite. Within us, different vibrations wrestle for dominance. Love carries us upward, hate drags us downward, peace expands our being, worry contracts it. Even the mere utterance of words carries power. God elevates, fear diminishes. This is not superstition, but recognition of vibration. Each emotion resonates at a particular frequency. Anger is heavy, sluggish, almost metallic. Joy is light, expansive, radiant. Our inner life is less a battlefield than an orchestra, sometimes harmonious, often discordant. The Stoic philosopher Seneca taught that true wisdom lies in mastering emotions, not being mastered by them. For him, tranquility was not indifference, but clarity, a frequency undisturbed by storms. Camus, on the other hand, urged rebellion through joy, even in an absurd universe. Between Stoic calm and Camus' joyous defiance lies a spectrum of possible vibrations, each a choice of how we will sound in the grand composition of life. So when we speak of raising vibration, We are not merely chasing happiness. We are choosing alignment, whether to resonate with despair or with creation, with chaos or with harmony. The stakes are not abstract. They are the very texture of our days, the quality of our presence, the music we contribute to the world. If philosophy gave us metaphors, science gives us confirmation. The quantum physicist David Bohm spoke of the implicate order, an invisible field from which all visible forms unfold. To him, reality was less a collection of separate objects than a grand symphony of interconnected vibrations. Modern physics reveals that what we call solid matter is mostly empty space, animated by probability waves. We are not fixed statues but dancing particles, constantly exchanging energy with the cosmos. Health too is vibration. The food we eat, the rest we take, the movements we practice, all contribute to tuning the body. A nourishing meal is more than calories, it is frequency absorbed. Sleep is not mere rest. It is a time when the body repairs its instrument, resetting its rhythm. Imagine the human being as a river. When clear and unobstructed, it flows effortlessly, nourishing all in its path. When clogged with debris, it stagnates, breeding disease. So too with energy. When blocked, we suffer. When flowing, we thrive. Eastern traditions call this life force chi or prana. Science calls it bioelectricity. Words differ, but essence remains. Health is harmony of vibration. How then do we raise our vibration? Not through grand miracles, but through practices woven into daily life. Meditation quiets the noise, letting us tune to subtler frequencies. Energy healing, whether Reiki, acupuncture, or sound therapy, reminds us that the body is more than flesh. It is an energetic network waiting to be balanced. Affirmations and visualization are not self-deception but rehearsal of resonance. To say, "I am whole," is to strike the string of wholeness until the body vibrates with it. To picture abundance is to align with its frequency until reality mirrors it. Nature itself is medicine. Walking among trees, feeling the earth beneath our feet, watching stars. These are not luxuries, but recalibrations. The natural world sings at high frequencies, and by entering it, we are retuned. Even gratitude is a tool of transformation. To give thanks is not only to acknowledge what is, but to shift vibration toward abundance. Gratitude is the key that turns scarcity into sufficiency, complaint into song. Such tools are not ends but companions. They remind us daily that raising vibration is not a single act, but a way of life. If we are living instruments, then the question is, how do we play ourselves into harmony? The answer is both simple and profound, through the art of conscious living. Meditation is tuning. Healing practices are clearing. Words and images are notes we choose to play. Habits are rhythms repeated until they become our second nature. Every small act, breathing mindfully, eating with awareness, choosing a kind thought, is a stroke of the hammer shaping the sword of our vibration. Yet raising frequency does not mean fleeing sorrow. On the contrary, it is facing darkness with courage, transforming it into light. Anger, when seen clearly, can become courage. Suffering can become compassion. Mud nourishes the lotus, so too, low vibrations can be transmuted into growth. Raising vibration is thus not miracle, but art. The art of choosing each thought, each feeling, each action as one chooses notes for a melody. And when our melody shifts, the world shifts. Not because we bend the universe, but because we finally resonate with its hidden rhythm. In that moment, we understand. Reality is no longer a wall that confines, but a mirror that reflects. When we vibrate love, we encounter love. When we sing peace, the world becomes a field of peace. This is not illusion, but truth recognized across ages. From ancient sages to modern scientists, to raise vibration is to live not as prisoner of fate, but as musician of existence, and in that song lies freedom.